for round number 4 of the AMA Pro Grand National Flat Track Series. You can see there's lining them up. 6 riders can start on each row. The pole sitter can go outside or inside, and the pole sitter has picked the inside of row number 1. Here we go. Heat race number 1, AMA Pro Grand National Flat Track Series. Track's clear. Matt Dagringer says, let's watch the light, and we're going to go racing here at Knoxville Raceway. Heat race number 1. Top 7 will go to the main event, watching for the green light on the Christmas tree. I can't see it from up here, but evidently it's green, and we are off. It's Helmholtz with the hole shot. Up the inside comes Johnson. That's Kyle Johnson trying to take over second. New rider sliding up in there. Here comes Van de Kooi in the 4 spot. They'll get him sorted out and head down the back straightaway. New leader up the inside. That goes Kyle Johnson. Your fast qualifier goes to the lead. Kyle Johnson, 77J, coming back this direction. Green flag is in the air from Kevin Clark, our flagman. That's Helmholtz in the 2 spot. Van de Kooi in 3rd. Dylan Moore up to the 3rd spot. He takes a look up the inside. He's looking for 2nd. He goes from 4th to 2nd in 1 corner. Off of turn number 2, down the back chute. Van de Kooi sits up straight over there in the middle of 2, loses a little bit of time. It is Kyle Johnson out front, 77J on the number plate. They're going to bring him back this direction. Red flag's coming out. Oh, we have 1 rider down over here in turn number 1. I didn't see it happen, but rider is down over here in turn number 1. From the skid marks, it looks like they got up off of the groove. Looks like the rider got down and got up off the groove. Not sure what the number is on this motorcycle. So our first red flag of the afternoon. And they're down there. That's the chaplain, Joe Baggett, who did the national anthem. He's over there trying to pick up the motorcycle. And they're trying to figure it out. They're going to take the bike straight into the infield. That is Joe Baggett right there. So our first red flag, they're going to take the bikes to the hot box, if I believe. They took the bike straight down there. The good thing is he's up and okay. That's Steve Moorhead, the director of Flat Track, over there to take a look at it. The rider that did go down, he's allowed to work on that motorcycle until that track's ready to go, and we're going to turn him back loose. So everybody else has been told to come back to the starting line. 47F is the number, I believe. That's Austin Conant from Mount Vernon, Ohio. The Make It Foundation, the sponsor on that Yamaha YZF 450. 47F, the rider that's down. You can see the air fence. They're down there checking it out, making sure it's all right. Those bags are actually full of air, and it's a lot better to hit those than those hay bales or that wall that's been known to eat up a few sprint cars here at the Knoxville Raceway. So the World of Outlaws were here last night. I hope you guys got to stop by and see that show. I'd like to say hi and welcome to all of our fans over there at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. They're over there on the far side getting a good bird's eye view of this awesome racetrack. So the rider that went down, he's up and okay. He's headed over here to the hot box. He'll have just a few moments to look at his motorcycle and decide if he wants to rejoin the tail end of the field. If he does, he'll go all the way back to row number 4.
And Scotty, last night, by invitation of the folks here at Knoxville Raceway, those of us with AMA Pro were able to go over into the museum and sit in the box and watch some of the sprint car action or all of it. Great hospitality here at Knoxville. Many, many thanks to the Knoxville Raceway for having us back yet again, hoping to make this a permanent member of the tracks that we visit annually here across America. By the way, AMAProRacing.com is where you go to find the complete schedule for AMA Pro Road Racing and AMA Pro Flat Track. Scotty, it looks like we are just about ready to go racing here at Knoxville.
Complete restart. Heat race number 1, Pro Singles. 1st through 7th in the main event. The bikes go into gear. The rider that went down is way back there on row number 4. In the same starting pick on the line, but all the way on the 4th row. Keep your eyes on the 30Z. That's Bronson Bauman. He's one of our faster riders. He's starting in row number 2. This time it's Kyle Johnson, Van de Kooi, 1 and 2. Now another rider trying the high line. They'll get things sorted out off of 2 down the back side. Here comes Van de Kooi. That's Jared Van de Kooi. Just turned professional right after Daytona. You have to be 16 to be a pro, and he takes over the lead from Kyle Johnson. So it's Van de Kooi bringing him off of 4. Johnson in the 2 spot. Carlisle, now the Flying Tomatoes up to 3rd. Dylan Moore in the 4th spot. And here comes Bronson Bauman up to 5th from row number 2. The man on the moves, the 30Z California rider, coming up through the class. Kyle Johnson's in the lead. Now here comes Van de Kooi. Now Honda's trying to go around the outside. We'll sort things out as they bring him back to us here at the Knoxville Raceway. 1st through 7th to the main event. They're 3 wide, a little bit deeper in the field. It's Johnson, Van de Kooi. Now we got a KTM up there. That's Dylan Moore up there. Colby Carlisle still there. Here comes Bronson Bauman on the 30Z up to 5th. Now he's looking for 4th. They're side by side for 2nd. Dylan Moore comes through on the orange KTM. That'll slide Van de Kooi back to 3rd place. Van de Kooi took the win in the Pro Twins class there at the Springfield Mile, and he's dropping just a little bit. He's back to 3rd. Off of 4, it's Kyle Johnson at the point. Now in tow is Dylan Morin on the 26E bike. He's from Simi Valley, California, and he's catching up to the leader. Michigan rider out front, California in the 2 spot. Ohio rider back there in 3rd. Off of turn number 2 down the backstretch here at the Knoxville half mile. Second place rider is right there on the rear fender of the leader. Pro Singles Heat Race number 1, the scheduled distance is 8 laps for our Pro Single Heat Races. It's still Johnson. Dylan Morin is right there on the 26E. Vanderkoy sitting securely all by himself in 3rd. 4th is Bronson Bauman. Justin Minert, South Dakota rider, up to 5th, and he's looking for some more. Colby Carlisle's dropped all the way back to 6th, and right now our 7th and final transfer is the 10G. That's Hunter King with Molly Terry, the odd rider, out. She's no bigger than a minute. 11P is the rider that is just out of the transfer spot, so keep your eyes on the 10G and the 11P for that last transfer spot. As you guys may see on your TV screen or on your computer screen or right here in the stands, there's some white dotted lines on the inside of the corner. Steve Moorhead said you can go inside there if you want to, but the smoothest place on the racetrack is outside of the dotted lines. Here comes your leader, 77J. It's Kyle Johnson still out front. He's your fast qualifier, and he's showing you why. Dylan Morin in the 2 spot. Jared Vanderkoy in 3rd. Bronson Bauman's put himself in the 4 spot now. Minert's got some company right there battling for 4th and 5th. It's Minert in 5th, Colby Carlisle 6th, and it's still Hunter King on the 10G in our 7th and final transfer spot out of this heat race. If you're just joining us, this is heat race number 1 of the Pro Singles. It's Johnson out front, 77J Dylan Morin is out front. White flag was supposed to have went up last time. This will be the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the win. So checkered flag is going to fly this time. It's going to be Kyle Johnson if he can hang on for one more corner. And your fast qualifier is going to take the win. 77J will take it with the checkered flag. Dylan Morin in 2nd. Vanderkoy 3rd. Bronson Bauman in the 4th spot. We'll go through the lineup here as soon as the rest of the bikes get across the finish line. Top 7 will go directly to the main event. Everybody else comes back in one last chance qualifier. Your fast qualifier is our heat race winner, 77J Kyle Johnson. See if he can find his way to the victory podium. 2nd will be 26E Dylan Morin. 3rd, 17F Jared Vanderkoy. 4th, 30Z Bronson Bauman from the 2nd row. 36B Colby Carlisle 5th. Justin Minert, South Dakota rider, in 6th. And Molly Terry got the last transfer, ladies and gentlemen. So Molly's going to the main event, number 11P. The riders from there on back go to a last chance qualifier. That includes Hunter King, Austin Helmholtz, Jeffrey Lowry, Dylan Bell, Kevin Walter, Cole King, Luke Baird, Austin Conant, and Cole Feely. And now we're going to go to the victory podium for the first time after racing. Let's meet my partner, Barry Boone, with a very young and very excited Kyle Johnson. I believe you just celebrated a birthday earlier this week, Barry.
Pulling off that motorcyclesuperstore.com bell. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner for Pro Singles Heat Race number 1, Kyle Johnson. Kyle, great job coming from Twin Lake and being here and winning the first race here today at Knoxville. Tell us about the racetrack.
Oh, it was a little slick at first. You could tell they put some water on it, but it's really coming around, and I think it's going to be fast.
So your front row of the main, what are you going to do with it?
Plan to get a start and hopefully do the same thing in the heat, lead the whole thing.
So he's serving notice. I know there's some people you want to say thanks to, Kyle.
Hey, big thanks to Hot Rod Harley-Davidson, All-American Cycle, Metalworks Restoration, X-Trim, Renthaw, Race Tech Suspension, the Cerbis, the Nichols family, Motion Pro, Bell Helmets, Motorcycle Superstore, Motion Pro Saddleman, and Works Connection.
So he came from Twin Lake, Michigan. He rode the Hot Rod Harley-backed Honda all the way to the top of the box. Congratulations to Kyle Johnson, winner of race number 1. Hollywood. This is your starting lineup for Pro Heat 2.
On the pole of our 2nd Pro Singles heat race from Sunnyvale, California, 23Y, Ryan Foster. From Albion, New York, 94B, Ryan Wells. From Warren, Oregon, 67M, Davis Fisher. From Norco, California, 44E, Nick Armstrong. From Coatesville, Pennsylvania, 63A, Jesse Long. From Aurora, Indiana, our Daytona winner, 24J, Brandon Wilhelm. 2nd row, 34F, Andrew Butler. 19B, Justin Jones. 90M, Wyatt Anderson. 25L, Michael Strabel. 77A, Eric Stump. 54A, Dan Bromley. In row number 3, 12L, Nick Mattia. 11F, Curtis Vanderkoy. 10P, Charles Rice. 10L, Mac McGrew. Those are the riders scheduled to start heat race number 2. We've already eliminated some of our Pro Singles heat race winners down to 32. And we'll have the fastest 18 riders in the pro singles main event. Here we go. Heat race number 2, top 7 will go directly to the main event. Everybody else comes back in one last chance qualifier. They're staged up and ready to go. There's a Christmas tree. There's 1 red, 2 yellows, and then we go green. Uh-oh, somebody's going to the penalty line. Yep, 44 is going back to row number 2. That is Nick Armstrong, Norco, California. He'll be all the way back in row number 4. He's allowed to start in the exact same spot where he was lined up on the front row. And he's ready to go. All right, watch the Christmas tree once again. We'll try it one more time. If he's going to get to the main, he's got to come from deep in the field now. And they're off. Clutches come out. The 25L Strable got an excellent start from row number 2. He's trying to come up there and take over the 3rd spot. From row number 2, Strable takes over 2nd. Out front it is Davis Fisher. He's got a huge gap back to 2nd, which is Strable. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2nd place rider came all the way from the 2nd row. Got one heck of a start there. 3 wide, a little bit deeper in the field. Here they come off of 4. Heat race number 2, pro singles. It is Dashin Davis Fisher out front on the 67M. He comes to us from Warren, Oregon, and he's coming back this direction. Uh-oh. Couple of them going down into the air fence. 1, 2, 3 bikes at least, maybe 4 bikes going into the air fence over here. Maybe more. A lot of bikes are down over here in turn number 1. I missed the action as I was watching the battle for the lead. Some of the bikes are actually underneath the air fence as the track crew gets out there in a hurry. Vanderkoy is one of the riders that went down the 11. That's a tough break for Strable, who is way out in front. So I know the 11 bike is one of the bikes. That's Vanderkoy. Let's see who else is down over there. As we have a lot of carnage down there in turn number 1. That's Chaz Rice on the 10P. There's also a 10L out there, Mac McGrew. There's Bromley pulls up to the back. Brandon Wilhelm on the 24J. We're all lined up and staged up. Here we go. Heat race number 2, pro singles. 8 laps of scheduled distance, top 7 to the main event. Experts, you're needed in staging. All right, here we go. Heat race number 2, pro singles, complete restart. The back row's where all the action is going to be. And they're off. Bromley gets a good shot from the back row. It's Fisher and Foster, 1 and 2. Now Fisher takes over lead. Once again, Strable comes from row number 2. He goes all the way up to the 4 spot. KTM rider tries to take over the number 2 spot. That's got to be Ryan Wells. Here comes a Honda back up the inside. That's Foster. Out front, Dashin. Davis Fisher for Oregon is out front. In second will be Ryan Wells on the 94. Here comes Foster right there in the 3rd spot, 23Y on the number plate. Strable up to 4th. Here comes Butler. 34F also came from row number 2. He's up to the 5th spot. Got the only Suzuki in the field up there in the 6th spot. That's the number 90M, Wyatt Anderson. 2 riders trying to sneak away just a little bit. That is Dashin Davis Fisher at the point. In second is the KTM. That's Ryan Wells. Here comes Foster, now caught up to the 2nd place rider. Strable sitting by himself now in the 4th spot. Butler and Anderson. As they go across the start-finish line, it's Fisher, Wells, Foster, Strable, Butler, Anderson, and Eric Stump, the part-time road racer, part-time flat tracker. Stumpy's put himself in a transfer spot right now. He's in 7th, but he's got company. Some rider dives in deep in the field. Watch the battles deeper in the field. Remember, all those riders coming from the penalty line are working their way back to the front. It's Fisher out front, Wells in 2nd, Foster 3rd. Butler, I believe, is in the 4th spot. That is Butler on the 34F. Strable back to 5th. Anderson in 6th. And in 7th this time from the penalty line, the rider that stalled the bike on the very first original start is now in a transfer spot. Grand National experts start working their way up to the staging area. We're going expert racing up next here at the Knoxville Raceway. Looks like Fisher's about to have some company coming for the lead. Coming around the outside, it's flying. Ryan Wells onto KTM. Now he tucks the front wheel, trying to go up under the inside of Fisher. Fisher gets on the gas a little bit sooner and pulls him off of turn number 2 down the back chute. Dashin Davis Fisher in the lead. Ryan Wells definitely looks like he's faster down here in turns 3 and 4. Now a puff of smoke comes out of the 94B. Remember, he did that a little bit in practice. Keep your eyes on the flying Ryan Wells. A big puff of smoke as he came off of turn number 4. He's still in the 2nd spot. Ryan Foster sitting all by himself back here in 3rd, 4th. Andrew Butler Strable in the 5th spot. Anderson in 6th, and Armstrong's in 7th. Now Armstrong goes by. Armstrong up to 6th place. Battle for the lead still going on. It's Dash and Davis Fisher as 2 laps are being shown to the riders. It's Fisher by about a bike length, then back to the 94B Flying Ryan Wells. No smoke this time as he comes off of turn number 4. Wells puts the handlebars down and ducks his head in behind him. He's going for the lead down the back chute. Fisher dives in deep into turn number 3, says not yet. White flag is going to fly this time by. 1 more lap to go from our flag man. Kevin Clark shows him the white flag. It's Fisher. Wells, 1 and 2. Foster back here in the 3rd spot. Armstrong just about bounces off the front straight of the wall. Strable comes up the inside. Watch the battle. Oh, there goes Armstrong. Armstrong down in turn number 1. He's out of the way. We're going to race him to the checkered flag, a little bit different than the sprint car racing. Here they come. Watch the battle for the lead as I watched Armstrong go down over here in turns 1 and 2. Checkered flag's going to fly. The battle for the lead's going to finish. Right there, it's Dash and Davis Fisher to take the win. Coming in 2nd, Ryan Wells. Foster in the 3rd spot. Getting our downed rider checked out. Strable and Armstrong got together down the front straightaway. Just a little bit looked like they touched as they went into turn number 1. Checks are out for the entire field. Your winner from Oregon, Dashin Davis Fisher, 67M. Ryan Wells comes in 2nd. Ryan Foster 3rd. Andrew Butler 4th. Michael Strable 5th. Wyatt Anderson 6th. And from the penalty line, one of the riders who went down earlier, the 54A, Dan Bromley, takes the final transfer spot. So Dan Bromley takes your final transfer spot. Those are the top 7. Dashin Davis Fisher needs some guidance on how to get to the area. Trying to see if he can make his way to the victory podium. He said, I've never been here before. Show me how to get there, guys. He'll be meeting my partner momentarily. He's already on the podium. Here comes Barry Boone down there fixing his hair for you. He'll be up there on the victory podium in just a second. Looks like he's switching out the batteries on the microphone. Your winner's making his way to the box. Remember, 2nd generation racer on the TJ Burnett Farms entry. There's his dad and TJ Burnett pulling up to the victory podium. And we're going to go trackside with my partner, Barry Boone.
About time, right, partner? Dashin Davis Fisher, ladies and gentlemen, made it from Oregon here to Knoxville, and he has done it. Let's meet right up on top of this box, young man. You can step up here with us, young lady. Congratulations on a great ride. We had Ryan Wells right there on that KTM every minute.
Yeah, I heard him coming. First start, I got the whole shot, and then I saw the red flag, and I was like, oh no, I don't know if I could get that lucky again, and was able to pull off the whole shot and go.
So I know there's some people you want to say thanks to before I let you go.
Yeah, I'd like to thank TJ Burnett, Bob Landfears, Beaverton Honda, The Fox, RI Helmets, Shank Racing, Motion Pro, Works Connection, Dan Wall Racing, and Allied Motors.
I know you want to make some noise for this young man, ladies and gentlemen. Dashin Davis Fisher winning Pro Singles Heat 2. Good job. And a quick shout out to, that's okay, Scotty, I'll get that later. For the first of 3 expert heats, here's your starting lineup for Expert Heat 1.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, your fast qualifier said he's finished here 2nd twice. He wants a win here today from Coatesville, Pennsylvania on the Harley-Davidson number 5. Jersey, Jake Johnson. In the number 2 starting spot, your Springfield Mile winner on the Kawasaki, number 42, Brian Smith. In the 3rd starting spot from Clio, Michigan, the Racing Lady, number 15, Nicole Meese. In the 4th starting spot from Salinas, California, number 80, Stevie Bonzi. Starting 5th from Morton, Illinois, number 27, Robbie Pearson. And starting 6th on the front row on the Factory Triumph, ladies and gentlemen, number 25A, Shayna Texter. In row number 2, 73, Doug Lawrence, 14, Briar Bauman, 89, Evan Bear, 28P, Michael Bickerton, 46, Aaron Linfers, and pushing up to the line is the 81G, that is Brett Souders. Here we go, heat race number 1, Grand National Experts. 1st and 2nd go to the Dash for Cash. 1, 2, 3, and 4 all go directly to the main event. If you don't make it to the top 4 spots, you will come back in one of 2 semifinals. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Experts are on the line. Heat race number 1, 10 laps the scheduled distance. Pick your favorite rider and cheer them on. Keep your eyes on the 5 of Jersey Jake Johnson, the 42 Springfield Mile winner. That's Brian Smith. Nicole Meese says, I'm looking for a better finish. Her career best finish is right here in 7th. The light is green, and they are off. Bauman gets a good drive from row number 2. Doug Lawrence says, let me have that spot. Thank you very much. Lawrence comes up the inside. It's the Piper. Brian Smith's going to lead him off of turn number 2. He's got company on his right shoulder. Here comes a new rider. That was Shayna Texter, actually. Shayna had the whole shot. Now she slipped back to 4th. Johnson slides up to the 2 spot, so it's Smith and Johnson, first and second, bringing them off of turn number 2. Here they come back at us. It's Smith, Johnson, Bonzi, and Shayna Texter on the 25A. Robbie Pearson back there in the 5th spot. Johnson goes off the racing surface. Now he ducks back onto the groove. New rider comes up the inside. That'll be Stevie Bonzi, says, let me have that spot. Top 2 will go to the dash. Top 4 to the main. It is Brian Smith out front on the Kawasaki. Bonzi on the Harley in second. Johnson also on a Harley in third. Shayna Texter is right there in fourth. She's looking for her first ever expert main event. If she can finish in the top 4, she'll put herself in the main. We got a new leader in turn number 2. Bonzi comes through. He came from third last lap up to second. Now he's got the lead on the Zanatti Racing XR 750. It is Stevie Bonzi. Johnson goes around the outside of Brian Smith. He takes over second. So Smith goes from first to third in 1 lap. It is Stevie Bonzi, Jake Johnson, Brian Smith, Shayna Texter, your top 4. That's Jake's old ride right in front of him on the 80. Stevie Bonzi now rides for Zanatti. Johnson has switched over to the Ramspur Winery, Lloyd Brothers entry. Top 3 kind of breaking away. We've got a good battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. New rider taking over the 4th spot. Slide Shayna back to 5th. 4th now is Robbie Pearson on the 27 bike. Nicole Meese is right there behind Shayna. So the girls are lined up 5th and 6th on the track. A new leader once again in turn 2. Jersey Jake Johnson goes around the outside of Stevie Bonzi and takes the lead down the back straightaway. It is Johnson, Bonzi, 1 and 2. 3rd spot now is still Brian Smith. A pretty big gap back to 4th, 5th, and 6th. Johnson at the point. Bonzi, Brian Smith across the start-finish line. Johnson's running a little bit wider than the rest of the bikes going into the lead over here, into the turn number 1 over here. Johnson by about 15 to 20 bike lengths now, trying to get away from everybody else. He told us that earlier in our opening ceremony. He said, hey, I want to make this one my race. I'm getting out front. I'm going to try to leave him. And he's doing it right here. It is Johnson, Bonzi. Brian Smith knows how important it is to get in that dash for cash. Top 2 will go directly to the dash, and they will get extra points. Here comes Shayna Texter, gets the drive off for turn number 2, trying to get that 4th spot back away from Robbie Pearson. Pearson on the 27, sponsored by Weerbach Racing, is on to Kawasaki. He's trying to hang on to that 4th and final transfer position. Battle's getting tight for 2nd place. Shayna's right there on the rear wheel of Robbie Pearson for the last transfer spot. Good battle for 2nd and 3rd. Good battle for 4th and 5th. Here comes Shayna. Shayna shows the wheel up the inside. Bugs Pearson kind of shuts the door a little bit, but Shayna is right there on the Triumph. Johnson sneaking away on the number 5 bike. He'll be shown 2 laps to go. Jersey Jake Johnson has 2 more half miles to go. Look at Shayna Texter work the rear wheel of Robbie Pearson for that last transfer spot. Bonzi's trying to hang on to the 2 spot. Smith in 3rd. Bugs Pearson. Shayna gets the drive one more time in turn number 2. Gets a little bit of wheel spin. Here comes Nicole Meese applying the pressure on the back of Shayna Texter now. Leader coming this direction off of turn number 4. White flag is going to fly. This time it's Johnson, Bonzi, Smith, and then a freight train of riders. Pearson hanging on to the 4th spot. Shayna Texter is right there. Nicole Meese is right there also. Last lap. Pearson gets a little bit loose. Now Shayna looks like she's coming up the inside once again. They just about touch tires. I'm talking about the battle deep in the field for 4th place. Here comes your winner off of turn number 4, Jersey Jake Johnson on the number 5 Harley. Here's the battle for 2nd. Bonzi's going to take the 2nd spot. He'll go to the dash. Shayna 1 spot away from going directly to her first expert main event. She's going up there by the hay bales. Hang on. She's trying to get it woe down, and she does. So your winner, Jersey Jake Johnson, number 5. 2nd will be the number 80, Stevie Bonzi. 3rd spot, 42, Brian Smith. And 4th and final transfer, Robbie Pearson on the 27. How about the girls coming up just a little bit short? Shayna Texter, she was right there, just about made it. Shayna Texter, 25A. 15, Nicole Meese. Briar Bauman. Doug Fresh. Dougie Lawrence, 89, Evan Barrett, Michael Bickerton, Aaron Linfors, and Brett Souders all will go to a last chance qualifier. And now let's go to the victory podium. We talked to this man earlier. He was your fast qualifier. It's Jersey Jake Johnson and my partner, Barry Boone.
And obviously Jake Johnson has found the podium here before at Knoxville in 2012. He came up just a little bit short, finished 2nd in the main event. But today it looks like he has the Ramspur Winery Harley Davidson on a rail here at Knoxville. Congratulations, Jake. How's the bike working? It looks real fast.
Yeah, the bike's working great. You know, it took me a few laps to get get calmed down there. The first couple laps, I was getting a little too excited and trying to run off the track. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. You know, it's gonna be a lot about a start. I mean, there's a lot of room to pass out there, but it gets a little sketchy when you get off that notch on the bottom. So, got to thank my team, Ramsford Winery, Lloyd Brothers Motorsports, Parkinson Brothers, Tommy Duma Fine Jewelry, Diener AG, Precision Machining. Yeah, there's, you know, it's endless. You know, I've got to thank Knoxville for having us back out here. It's a great track, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
That's the words. He said, I'm going to keep it rolling. He came up one spot short of the top of the box in 2012. Doesn't want to make that mistake again. Ladies and gentlemen here at Knoxville, make some noise for national number 5, Jersey Jake Johnson. Here is how we will start them in expert heat race number 2.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, our Grand National points leader coming in from Morris, Connecticut, the King of Cool, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. In the number 2 starting spot from Graham, Washington, number 7, Slammin' Sammy Halbert. From Glenmore, Pennsylvania, number 55, Jake Shoemaker. From Meade, Washington, number 16, Wyatt McGuire. From Crystal, Michigan, number 17, Hammerin' Hank Henry Wiles. And from Godfrey, Illinois, number 23, Jeffrey Carver Jr. In row number 2, 96B, Cody Johncox, 47G, Colt Shabolts, 61, D-Rod, Dustin Crow, 21, Duke Erickson, 69F, that is Ben Evans, and the 65 didn't make the start, that is Corey Texter. Those are the riders scheduled to be in expert heat race number 2. Top 2 to the dash for cash, top 4 directly to today's 25-lap Grand National main event. Here we go, the bikes are in gear at the Knoxville Raceway. And they're off. It's Wiles with the hole shot. 16 coming up the inside. Coolbeth pushes back to the outside. Halbert says, I don't think so either. Halbert comes up in the green leathers up to second. Off for turn number 2 down the back chute. I believe that's the 61 if I'm not mistaken, and we'll have to wait and see as they come back this direction. I know Wyatt McGuire's up there also. Halbert definitely in the 2 spot. Actually, that's Wiles out front, so it's 17. Then the 7, Wiles and Halbert. No love lost between these 2 riders. It is Halbert applying the pressure on Wiles. Now Coolbeth looking up the inside now. Also Halbert looking up the inside, and we got a new leader as the leader gets all kinds of sideways and loses a lot of spots, goes from 1st to 4th down here in the first corner. So a tough mistake from Wiles right there. Got maybe a little bit too wide and goes from 1st to 4th place. New leaders is 7, Slammin' Sammy Halbert. We got Wyatt McGuire in the 2 spot. Now the King of Cool comes on through. Coolbeth up to 2nd. If he can get it woe down. Wyatt McGuire takes a look up the inside on the Suzuki. Number 16, last year's pro singles champion, up here with a dogfight with one of the veterans of our sport. That's Coolbeth on the 2 bike. Zanotti racing in the 2nd spot. Slammin' Sammy Halbert pulling away just a little bit on the Southeast Harley-Davidson, White's Harley-Davidson entry. Coolbeth right there on the Zanotti XR750 in 2nd. 3rd place goes a little bit wide, gets a little bit of tire spin over there. That's Wyatt McGuire on the 16. Henry Wiles in 4th. Jake Shoemaker, keep your eyes on 55. It seemed like everywhere he needed to make a pass down there in Daytona, he did to get that last transfer spot. We'll go back up to the front now. It's Halbert. Now here comes Coolbeth trying the high line. Halbert runs him into the wall, shuts the door, so to speak. Leader can go wherever he wants, and he took up all of the real estate on the front side. Halbert on the 7. The 2 is Kenny Coolbeth, former champions of our sport. If you're a champion, you can run a single digit for the rest of your life. Here they come off of turn number 4. It's Halbert. Coolbeth right there in hot pursuit. Now Coolbeth's going to try up the inside. New leader going into 1, the King of Cool. Our points leader goes back to the point. It is Coolbeth, Halbert 1 and 2. Wyatt McGuire in 3rd. Wiles in 4th. Shoemaker 5th. Carver, Dustin Crow, Cody Johncox, and Ben Evans. Here's the leader coming off of turn number 4, getting a little bit sideways. It's Kenny Coolbeth. He's starting to pull away just a little bit from Halbert. Halbert in 2nd. Wyatt McGuire sitting by himself in the 3rd spot. Battle to watch is for 4th and 5th actually. 4th is Henry Wiles on the Don's Kawasaki entry. And in 5th is Jake Shoemaker. Remember, he went down coming off of turn number 2 in practice. Halbert's applying the pressure on Coolbeth out front. I thought Coolbeth would get out front and start walking away just a little bit, but Halbert says not yet. Halbert right there on the rear wheel coming up for turn number 2. Coolbeth gets a little bit of wheel spin. Halbert is right there now, tucked in right behind him going into turn number 3. It is Coolbeth and Halbert, 1 and 2. Third is Watt McGuire. Wiles is in fourth. Shoemaker's in the fifth spot. It's Coolbeth and Halbert, 1 and 2. They got a huge gap back to third. Watt McGuire in the 16th. Suzuki SV1000, ladies and gentlemen, somehow is getting the horsepower to the ground on that Suzuki back there in third. Henry Wiles in the fourth spot. Shoemaker in fifth. This time by, the white flag is going to come out for your leader. Coolbeth, large and in charge of this one. Halbert still is right there in case anything happens. McGuire still in third. Wiles in the fourth spot. Shoemaker about 5 lengths off of a transfer spot right now. Leader down the back straightaway. He's got a little bit of breathing room, diving in deep into turn number 3. Here comes the checkered flag. Heat race number 2 for the Grand National Experts. Going to go to the King of Cool, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. He had to work for it. We'll give you a full field rundown as soon as they all go by. So Coolbeth definitely taking the win. Halbert was right there for quite a while. A couple of Harleys first and second. Suzuki in the third spot. Then we got 3 Kawasaki's, 4th, 5th, and 6th. As the rest of the riders take the checkered flag, your winner, Kenny Coolbeth Jr., your points leader. 2nd, 7, Sammy Halbert. 3rd, 16, Wyatt McGuire. 4th, Henry Wiles on the 17. Those are your transfers. Shoemaker comes in 5th, Jeffrey Carver, Dustin Crow, Cody John Cox, Colt Chabolts, Ben Evans, Duke Erickson, and Corey Texter did not start, Barry.
Jake Johnson, who won the last heat race, is second in series points to this man right here. He's only 2 points out of the lead. This is your point leader. He also won this race the last time we were here in 2012, making the jump from the Harley-Davidson Motor Company to Zanatti, and they have built a rocket ship for him, and he's riding it brilliantly. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in our Harley-Davidson Expert Heat Race number 2. Give it up for National number 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Well, you had a good battle going on all race long with Halbert swapping it back and forth, but once you got out front, again, it looked like it was all yours.
Yeah, I need to get my starts down. You know, we rubbed a little bit, and that's what kind of shafted me on that, but it's all racing, you know. It's good, it's fun, I'm having fun, and ready to win.
It was really tight down there on the bottom right on the initial start. Now the Zanatti guys gave you another good piece, didn't they?
Yeah, Dave Atherton, he just puts his heart and soul into this thing, and it's great. It's great. I'm having fun, and you know, what more can I say? I'm having fun doing what I love.
When he's having fun, ladies and gentlemen, he's bad fast, and today he's bad fast here at Knoxville. Give it up one more time for the King of Cool, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Let's roll your starting lineup for Expert Heat Race number 3.
Last qualifying heat race of the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take the top 2 to the dash, top 4 to the main. On the pole, last year's Grand National Champion, number 1, the Bullet, Brad Baker. In the number 2 starting spot from Clio, Michigan, number 9, Jared Meese. From Ocampo, California, number 91, Mikey Martin. Number 44, Brandon Robinson from Oxford, Pennsylvania. Starting 5th from Fremont, California, the California Kid, number 49, Chad Coase. Last rider on the front row from Bergen, New York, 82, Jeremy Higgins. Let's go back to row number 2, 93X, Danny Kelch, 32, Sean Bear, 68, Josh Cook, 23F, Jeffrey Lowry, and the 88G, that is Kent Briggs. Top 2 to the dash, top 4. Top 4 will go directly to the main event. Oh, we missed a row there. There we go. Thought we had a bunch of people going to the back row. We'll slide them all up there. Line them up and turn them loose. This is our last qualifying heat race. There will be no break if you're listening down there in the pit area. We were going to go straight into our last chance qualifier. There will be no intermission if you're listening down there in the pit area. Please be ready to go. Last heat race of the afternoon. They're just about ready to go. The bike's all coming to gear. The Harley-Davidson girl puts the 10-second board down. Here we go. Last heat race of the day. Watching for the green light. And they're off. Mikey Martin on the 91 gets the early shot, but now it's the 9. The Jerem will lead him into the first turn. The Bullet, Brad Baker's there. Now Mikey Martin takes over second. So we got Meese. Baker's back to third. Once again, attention in the pit area. No intermission. We need pro singles, last chance qualifier to staging. Pro singles, last chance qualifier to staging. It's Meese out front. Now here comes Baker, dives in deep, made an excellent move right here going into turn 1. He takes over second. That'll slide Mikey Martin back to third. Brandon Robinson right there is in the 4 spot. Number 44 on the number plate of Robinson. 2-time Springfield Mile winner is back in the 4 spot. It is Meese and Baker, 1 and 2. Meese on the wrecking crew now. Rogers Racing entry number 9. The Bullet, Brad Baker on the 1. The Factory Harley right there in the 2 spot. Third, it is Mikey Martin on the Factory Triumph in the 3rd position. Right there in 4th is the 44, Brandon Robinson. Robinson tries the inside and elects to back off just a little bit. He's going to wait his turn. So we got 2 bikes. We got a big gap. 2 bikes. Another big gap to 2 more. It is Meese, Baker battling for the lead. Here comes the Bullet trying to take over the lead. Mikey Martin still hanging on to that 3rd spot. Robinson is right there in 4th. Danny Kelch up to the 5th spot, 93X. He made the main at the Springfield Miles, looking to do it again. Here comes Baker. Baker sticks it up the inside and takes over the lead. Down there in turn number 3, had the drive, left it on a little bit longer. It's the Bullet in control. Factory Harley-Davidson rider out front. So it's Baker and Meese now. Mikey Martin and Robinson. That's your top 4. 5th, Kelch. 6th, Jeremy Higgins is right there, number 82. First time we've seen him on the Grand National Circuit. Meese thought about going around the outside. Baker once again leaves it on a little bit longer down there in turn number 3. So it is Baker and Meese, 1 and 2. They're going to try to decide this one between themselves. Mikey Martin sitting here in the 3rd spot. Robinson looks up the inside for 3rd. Does not quite make the pass. Once again, attention in the pits. Pro Singles last chance qualifier, please come to staging. This is your last call. Leader over here in 3 and 4. It's the Bullet, Brad Baker. 2nd is Meese. Now Baker's got a little bit of breathing room. Top 2 to the dash. Top 4 will go directly to the main event. 2nd is Meese. 3rd right now is Mikey Martin. Good battle back here for 5th and 6th as it looks like Higgins makes the move on Kelch, and Higgins puts himself in the 5th spot. Baker's got about 12 bike links back to the jammer. Jared Meese on the 9 machine. Good battle still heating up back here for 3rd. It's Mikey Martin on the 91 and the 44. Robinson on the Kawasaki. Now Robinson takes the USC Kawasaki up to the 3rd spot, away from Mikey Martin on the Triumph, who's right there touching the rear wheel, coming up for turn number 2 down the back chute. Baker's lead has just about lost a few bike links as they're come out to 2 laps to go for your leader. It's Baker, Meese. Our flagman Kevin Clark shows him the distance back between each rider. It's really unique to his riding, or his flagging style. It shows these riders a lot of things while they're out there on the racetrack. Keeps them informed of what's going on. Leader down there going into turn number 3 right now. It's the Bullet Factory Harley-Davidson rider. He's got about 3 bike links now as Meese is starting to apply the pressure. Here comes your leader. Off of 4, white flag's flying. Here comes Meese. Meese waits for the white flag, and he comes up the inside, says, let me come on through. Meese slides on through, slides Baker, caught him off guard, I think, a little bit. So Meese making the pass, coming to the white flag, and takes over the lead. We have a few lap riders coming up, and then we're going to have the winner. White flag's out for 1 more. Here comes the battle for the lead. Now Baker's getting the drive off of 4. Here they come to the checkered flag. Meese takes it. What an impressive move he made going to the white flag. That was pretty impressive. Baker takes a look over shoulder. He doesn't give him a thumbs up or anything, so I think it kind of shocked him just a little bit. We'll go through the rundowns. A couple more bikes are finishing up. Your winner on the Harley-Davidson, number 9's the Jammer, the 2012 Grand National Champion. That's Jared Meese taking the win. Number 1, the Factory Harley-Davidson rider, comes home 2nd. 3rd will be Brandon Robinson on the 44. Your 4th and final transfer is the 91, Mikey Martin. 5th will be Jeremy Higgins. 6th, Danny Kelch. 7th, Sean Bear. 8th, Jeffrey Lowry. 9th, Kent Briggs. Chad Coast 10th, and Josh Cook rounds out your field in the 11th spot. We'll bring Jared Meese up to the victory podium, and we're going without a break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go straight into our last chance qualifier. Will be coming up next. No break after this race.
And the Jammer got a unbelievable start. I mean, he came off the line hot, and then, as you said, Baker made the move because Baker's good here on this half mile, but the Jammer found his way to the top of the box here in his heat race. He's coming off of a strong 3rd place finish at the Springfield Mile, the fastest mile in the world, and now finding himself a race winner here in our Harley-Davidson Expert Heat Race. He's coming to the top of the box. Give it up for national number 9, the Jammer, Jared Meese. Jammer, good ride. You and Baker had a great race going there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he started pulling out on me a little bit and started reeling him back in. I don't know if his bike was quitting or what, but we got him at the end.
Man, good show. The guys gave you another good package here for Knoxville.
Yeah, Kenny Tolbert, Sammy Sweet, they worked their butts off for me, and Rogers Racing, SDI Insulation, National Cycle, Saddleman, Las Vegas, Harley, Blue Springs Harley, Screaming Eagle Motor Company, Big Strong One, NGK Spark Plugs, PVL Ignitions, Millennium Technologies, Pent Racing. Just thanks so much.
Jared Mees, ladies and gentlemen, he's front row of the main. He also qualifies for the dash. The top 2 finishers go directly to the 6-rider 4-lap dash coming up in a bit. Give it up one more time for the jammer, Jared Mees. For these riders, it is go or go home. Here is your pro last chance qualifier.
Once again, no break. We're going straight into the Pro Singles Last Chance Qualifier. Top 4 to the main event. 10G, Hunter King. 24J, Brandon Wilhelm. 16M, Austin Helmholtz. 19B, Justin Jones. 23F, Jeffrey Lowry. 77A, Eric Stump. 31G, Dylan Bell. 10L, Mac McGrew. 67P, Kevin Walter. 12L, Nick Mattia. 55L, Cole King. 11F, Curtis Vandekoy. Let's go back to the third row. 13C, Luke Baird. 10P, Chaz Rice. 47F, Austin Conant. 44E, Nick Armstrong. 48L, Cole Feely. And scheduled to be out here but did not make the call is the 63A, Jesse Long. This is it, top 4, or you're done for the day, and we will see you at the Lima, Ohio National. Lima is the last Saturday in June every year. Here we go. Last chance qualifier. Dash for Cash is up next. No break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going straight into our Dash for Cash next. As they get off in a hurry, it's Helmholtz with the hole shot. Jeffrey Lowry takes over the 2 spot. Now somebody else comes around the outside in all white leathers. Helmholtz has the hole shot. He'll lead him down the back straightaway. Big group of riders out there. 17 entries making the start of this one. It's going to be just like a main event, but only top 4 will keep going out of this one. Look at them stacking them up back there from 3rd on back. It's anybody's races. The top 2 have broke away in this one already on lap number 1. Green flag's in the air. A bunch of riders deep in the field. They know it's time to get up front or you become a spectator, just like you guys up here in the grandstands. Down the back straightaway, it's Austin Helmholtz. Eric Stump is there in the 2nd spot. That's the all-white leather 77A, 2nd-generation racer. 77 is Eric Stump in the 2 spot. He's got a lot of company on the rear wheel. Here comes a new rider trying to take over 2nd place, and does. That is Brandon Wilhelm. That's the Daytona short track winner. He's also one of the, oh, there goes the 44, goes down hard. Another hard get off for the 44. This time it's Nick Armstrong. Got in underneath the motorcycle, end up high side, and Kevin Clark goes heading up the racetrack. So that appears to be the most treacherous spot on the racetrack. Red flag comes out. That's the 44E once again going down hard. Nick Armstrong, Norco, California, just wasn't his day today. Had a lot of problems here. So getting the rest of the riders woe down. Before they do so, they'll send out the safety crew to check on our down rider again. Nick Armstrong got in underneath. I don't know if you guys saw everything, but got in underneath somebody. And that's a high side right there. And
he's got all those riders lined up behind him. I'm not sure they're going with staggered, but I believe that's what they're going to do. And the late J.B. Norris named this an echelon start, which is kind of like a chevron, I suppose. And that's exactly what they're going to do. It looks as if our leader has chosen the inside line, inside part of the racetrack here, and that's where they've striped it off. So Austin Helmholtz will take the bottom of the racetrack, and as you can see, it's 1 bike length back and 1 bike length over, and then they'll start to move back towards the inside of the racetrack, giving everyone a theoretical clear shot ahead on this race. Hollywood, here we go, Pro LCQ. After this one, we'll have a Pro Singles main event field completed.
That's right. And up next will be our Dash for Cash. Again, Dash for Cash riders, you're needed into staging area. So Dash for Cash, there's no break. Armstrong, ladies and gentlemen, has hopped on his backup motorcycle. He's at the tail end of the line. If he's going to the main event, he has to go from 17th all the way up to 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Single file restart. Pro Singles last chance qualifier, and they are off. Some of them better than others. They'll go into turn number 1. It's Helmholtz. And they're stacking them up from second, third, on back. Here they come. They'll sort things out down the back straightaway they go. Leader is checking out in a hurry. That is Austin Helmholtz, 16M from Sherwood, Oregon. A long ways away from home, but he's out front right now. If he can hang on to it, he'll go to a main event. Coming back towards the green flag, it is Helmholtz out front. Stump right there in the 2 spot. Wilhelm is there on the 24J. Then we got Hunter King, part-time flat tracker here up to the 4 spot. New rider taking over second. That is Brandon Wilhelm, our Daytona short track winner. Slide Stump back to third. Hunter King is right there on the 10G from Mounds, Oklahoma. And he's up there in the 4 spot right now. He knows he needs to keep going because he's got some hungry riders right behind him. It is Helmholtz out front, 16M. Second is Brandon Wilhelm. Now here comes the 31 up the inside, trying to take the inside away from Stump. Slide Stump from third back to fourth. That's got to be the Dylan Bell. 31G's on the move. Not real familiar with this rider, to be honest with you. He's from Hoisington, Kansas, doing it for T&R Racing. And Dan Clark, and he's right now in a transfer spot. Leader bringing him off of 4, Austin Helmholtz, 16M. Second, 24J, Brandon Wilhelm. It is the 31 right there of Bell. New rider comes up the inside, takes over the 4 spot, so Stump's dropping just a little bit. That's Justin Jones now, takes over the 4 spot. Jones from New York. So riders from all over the country are now in transfer spots out front. It is the Oregon rider at the point. Indiana rider back here in second, Brandon Wilhelm. Third spot, the 31G. That is a Kansas rider, and fourth is a New York rider, Justin Jones. Jones tries to look up the inside. He wants that third spot. The better up you finish, the better starting pick you will have on the line that you get to start in the main event. Down the back chute, Austin Helmholtz by about 25 bike lengths. White flag's going to fly this time by. Dash for Cash riders, you are needed in staging right now. White flag is out. Here's your leader, 16M, Austin Helmholtz. Second, Wilhelm. Third is the 31, still hanging on to it. It's Dylan Bell. Bell's got company coming back there in the 4 spot. Last lap of the Knoxville Raceway, a half mile. Third and fourth better just settle down just a little bit to try to get into the main. Checkered flag is going to fly this time by. It is Helmholtz. Wilhelm gets second. Third is going to be the 31, making it to the main. Dylan Bell and Justin Jones, I believe, will be your fourth and final transfer spot. We'll go through them once again. Once again, last call, Dash for Cash. You're needed into staging right now. Last call, Dash for Cash. Your winner, 16M, Austin Helmholtz. Second, 24J, Brandon Wilhelm. Third's the 31G, Dylan Bell. Fourth, your final transfer goes to the 19B, Justin Jones. And that'll be it for 10G, Hunter King, Eric Stump, Jeffrey Lowry, Kevin Walter, Mac McGrew, Nick Armstrong. Actually came from the back to 10th. That's not bad after that wicked high side down here in turn 1. Curtis Vanderkoy, Luke Baird, Cole King, Austin Canott, Nick Mattia, Colt Feely, Charles Rice, and Jesse Long are your finishing order. So that was our last qualifying race for the Pro Singles. And let's go to the victory podium. My partner, Barry Boone.
He's on his way, made that trip down from Sherwood, Oregon for the Walrath Trucking Company. The 16M has done it. Austin Helmholtz did it the hard way, but he has earned a starting spot in this afternoon's main event for the Pro Singles. Going to be good to get a word with this young man as he steps up on the box. Come right up, young man. Congratulations, Austin. Great race. You're in the main event. Even though you're going to be third row, you're in it.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a great race. The track's definitely dialed, and the bike's working great. I can't thank my dad and mom for all they do for me, and TJ Burnett farm team for bringing the bike down and helping out.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. He won the last chance qualifier. Give it up for Austin Helmholtz.